Hi guys, this is Anders. Today we're going to have a real quick look at a small feature inside Ozone that not a lot of people know about or really understand why you should use it. And we're just going to have a quick look at what I did on this track just to get some perspective at the mastering stage, so the end mix stage really, to see where it was going to go and how it was going to sound. Guys, if you haven't used Ozone before, or if you haven't come across it, there's going to be a link below just where you can grab a demo so that you can try this feature out for yourselves, nice and easy. If you like this sort of video, please pop a like on it, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. It's really helpful for me in creating new videos. Equally, I hope you guys have had an awesome holiday period, and now we're back to it. So let's have a look. So I've just got the track in the background. It's the high volume track, the one that I put out hopefully a day or so ago before this video. Download it for free, listen to it on YouTube if you like it at all. It's free on my SoundCloud, just download it from there. This is the master chain, and I've just popped Ozone right at the end of the master chain here just to demo what's going on with this. So the key thing is we don't need any effects loaded whatsoever here. What we're looking at here is the codec option right here. Now the codec option lets us change between different formats and different bit rates, so we can hear how our mix would sound if we bounce it out as a really naff quality MP3, or equally if someone's going to stream it on their phone, say from Apple Music, which goes 256, or if they've got a really bad data connection, it will drop down to like 96 kilohertz. We can hear how that's going to sound, and especially how the highs develop and change what's going on. So you should be able to hear this. It's quite a good example because it's a really high energy, lots of tops on the track. What will be helpful for you if you're listening on speakers or headphones, turn it a little bit lower than you would normally listen to music. So the lower levels, you're going to be more perceptive to the change in the high end. If it's really loud, you're not going to hear it as much. So that's going to be the best way for you to hear what's going on here. So if we play the track and we're going to open the codecs, bear in mind this is going to be loud now. So we've got two codec formats here, okay? When it's active, we're going to do this here, and you see it goes from light grey to black. And we've got AAC and MP3. MP3, you should all know, it is MP3 quality. It's the compression status called MP3. AAC is a similar thing. I believe it's Apple audio compression. It's Apple's version of MP3 effectively. It's what iTunes makes by default. You can make it so it's MP3. They do sound slightly different, but not a massive amount. We're going to grab MP3 and we're going to go really low quality. And what we're going to do is just going to bypass it back and forth, and you should hear a huge difference. Yeah, here all the high-end detail there has been completely lost. Now, I would hope that no one's particularly going to have to ever listen to my music that low. For example, SoundCloud streams at 192, so that's where we're going to really listen. It shouldn't be going any lower than that, and I'm never going to concern myself with anything particularly lower than that either. But it's there as an option for you to have a listen to it. So let's check out 192. Yeah, so that just sort of crunches up the tops. The like hi-hats become a little bit fuzzy and harsh. So if someone was playing that in a club at that sort of quality, again, I would hope they wouldn't be doing that, but people do rip YouTube and play it in venues. I've heard it. Disgusting. Anyway, that would become quite harsh in that sort of environment, but the actual mix itself sounds okay. Now, if we go to sort of 256, 320, 256 is a download from iTunes. 320 is what I provide all my music as in MP3 wise, if it's on Bandcamp or anything like that. If it goes to Spotify, their top streaming band is 320 as well. So get a concept of what's going on there. We shouldn't hear too much of a difference between 320, 256. You can maybe right at the top end. 320, perhaps not. We'll check out. Okay, I'm in a set of studio headphones now, a pair of Sennheisers. When I go to my mix versus the 320, I can hit the tiniest bit of extra top end, and I've got it fairly well balanced to what I'm used to. That is it. It's so minor. So I know that this as it is, it's barely changing. It's as I want it to be. Now what is quite interesting, we can do solo codec artifacts. Now what this does is lets you only hear the problems that the compression is causing. When I say compression, it's file compression in this case. So MP3 works by masking frequencies, but that is a whole other video on how that can be done. So if we listen to just what it's creating, you should find as I go through from 320 back up to 96 that it's mainly top end noise. The lower frequencies tend to not get affected as much because they're not as congested. If you look at like your low end frequencies, there's only really 50 different frequencies down there that can ever be triggered at any one point, and they don't tend to get cancelled out by compression. However, if you go up to right in the top spectrum, you've potentially got like 2,000 that can all be happening at once. So let's just solo the artifacts, make sure that's turned on, and here we go. Yeah, what we can hear there is the brightness, which would have been getting lost otherwise. Becomes a bit more here with 256. A bit more, we're starting to lose some of the snare here. We're at SoundCloud territory here. So what you're hearing now is what would be missing from the music. This is what would get taken away. Let's just, out of curiosity, just swap to an AAC. Yeah, it's a different portion of the sound that's lost there. Do the same on 320 actually. We got MP3. Yeah. Much more mid-range is lost on the AAC compared to the MP3. A lot of audiophiles will say they prefer the AAC, but personally, MP3 for me. Right, let's go 160. Oh, losing loads of the top end detail now. 120. Almost all of the hi-hat is there. You can hear the hi-hat, and this is what's been taken away. So if you can hear the whole hi-hat, it's pretty much going to go from the mix. 112 and 96. And back. Cool guys, so that is the codec preview in Ozone 7. It's a really useful little feature just for checking over your mixes and having a listen as to what's going on and how you can compare things. It's also good if you've got WAVs of other tracks, just to have a listen to those through it and see how it affects them. It will help you in understanding what's going on in your mix and how you can approach it. Very similar to you playing it alongside and referencing your mix. You can reference other little details that you'll be able to hear that happen when you go back and forth from MP3s, WAVs and whatnot, and how you want to compress it down and how you want it to sound for everyone else. I think the key things to take away from it: 192, you're going right there for your SoundCloud. That's how your SoundCloud stream is going to sound. 256 is an MP3 download from iTunes. And 320 is like your Beatport, Bandcamp. It's top quality MP3. It's the highest that Logic bounces. I think FL Studio and things can go higher, but 320 is like your top tier MP3. And that's it. Then AAC, you can have a different listen to how it sounds. Might also be worth you, if you've got a WAV of your track, use iTunes to convert an AAC and then compare them compared to what the codec in here gives you. In theory, it is exactly the same thing. You get a complete cancellation, but completely up to you to have a play about with a test. There's a link for Ozone in the description. You'll be able to grab a demo of it there and try this out for yourself, as well as all the other features in Ozone. Cool, thanks guys. See you soon. Bye.